Steven, this is kind of an unusual opportunity for me because most of the times I do these interviews, they take place before the show's release. So I wanted to know, now that we are in the finale week, are you happy with how the people are reacting to the show?
Oh yeah, it's been really fulfilling and satisfying to see the critical response for the show, especially because, you know, in this day and age, so many people binge a show at the end of the year. So many people, you know, with being on premium cable, there's so many different avenues to watch the show that there's no real barometer in terms of you don't just point to the ratings anymore, right? Because all of that stuff is kind of shrouded in mystery. Is it same day? Is it Live Plus 3? Is it Live Plus 7? Is it coming from the app? Is it coming from all these different places? So it's not like you can use ratings as an exclamation point to justify a lot of hard work, whereas you can point to a lot of critical response and fan response and online response as very validating. So it feels really good. I've been very, very happy with how people have responded to the show.
And what have you enjoyed the most about doing this 8-episode cable TV show after all these 8 years doing Arrow and more than 200 episodes, or kind of
close to, yeah.
Close to, yeah.
Just a different experience. I mean, that was sort of the goal with ending Arrow, was that it was time artistically for a different experience. So from a character standpoint, a subject matter standpoint, I know I'm technically in the same medium, but 8 episodes on premium cable does feel decidedly different from 23 episodes on broadcast television. No better, no worse, just certainly different. So from an artistic standpoint, sort of mission accomplished for me.
And one of the themes of Heels is this difficulty of separating your character from who you are in real life. So have you ever had some identity crisis after playing a role for a long time?
No. I don't have any problem leaving my character and my work at work. The only thing is that, you know, occasionally, sometimes you just I spend so much time on set and so much time having, you know, meals prepared for me and things like that occasionally I'll get home and sort of expect the same treatment. But luckily I have 2 women in my house, my daughter and my wife, to enthusiastically remind me when I'm on set and when I'm not.
And one of the things that I've liked the most about Heels is that when you see wrestling, you entertain yourself watching people fight, like following this storyline, but inside you know that they are not really getting hurt. But in the show, you really get to see that these characters are kind of broken in the inside. So how was it to get so deep in such meaningful themes like loss, brotherhood, or second chances?
Yeah, I think that the show is so beautifully crafted by Michael Waldron and then so eloquently adjusted for the cast, the characters, and the situations that worked on the show by Mike O'Malley. And it was really, really interesting to only have 8 episodes and to have a completed arc of a story, to be able to see the beginning, to see the end, see the middle, and see the end as a performer, as someone that's performing the words that are written. Because you can, in a very subtle way, lean into the outcome, I suppose. And I really enjoyed that. You'd think that you'd have a chance to go deeper when you have more episodes to do, but in a lot of ways, when you don't have as many episodes to do, you get to really dig into some of the more emotional beats. To say nothing of the fact that it's just the way that it's written. You have a little more room to breathe and a little more time to do your thing.
I guess that one of the things that you may have enjoyed about the show is that being a long-time wrestling fan, and you have even made appearances in some fights, What I mean, one of the things that you really liked, I guess, that it was that you could be on the ring and play a wrestler for a long time in the shooting. So I'd like to know what fascinates you the most about wrestling.
Well, I think just the storytelling. I mean, there's a combination of, I don't know if it's just one thing: the storytelling, the athleticism, the bravery. A lot of these, you know, a lot of the moves that people are trying to pull off in the ring in the pursuit of entertainment are really death-defying. Would be the wrong word, but they're certainly risky. And just, you know, anyone that's a performer has to understand that these guys are out there in front of a live crowd with no safety net, like literally and figuratively. So it takes a lot of what's the best word? It takes some serious balls to do what these guys do, and girls.
Yeah. About that, I watched the finale this morning, and it leaves things pretty open. So are you optimistic about a renewal? And if you get the green light, what would you like to see in a second season?
Well, I am optimistic about a renewal. I think that we have more story to tell. But in terms of my what I want to see in the second season, I'm going to give, unfortunately, a very general answer because I like the mystery of it all. But generally speaking, I would just like to see us lean into the things that we do well, which sounds like a simple thing to say, but you know, you don't really know what works on a TV show. You have an idea, but you don't really know what works until you see what resonates with an audience. So now that we have a little bit of information, I would like us to apply that to the creative process.
And my last question, what do you think that is working better with the show, connecting with people?
I think that the wrestling, the way that stylistically and in terms of photography, the way that we film it is working. A lot of the interpersonal relationships are working. Again, this might sound like a general thing, but the cast is working. I don't feel like there's a weak spot amongst the cast, and the chemistry that we have is working, and the friendships that we're forming off screen are bleeding on screen. So those are, thankfully for us, those are all easy things to lean into. You just got to lean into things that make you laugh, things that you think are interesting, and things that, as a wrestling fan and a fan of television, excite you. Simple as that. It's easy. Everyone should do it.
I guess it's not that easy, but thank you so much, Stephen, and I hope that you get to do that second season because I have really enjoyed the first one.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.